opposition may describe it the way it wants to. Let's go across to Jemruk. Jemruk, we're discussing politics. We're talking about politics because this is the election season. Elections in Varanasi for which the Prime Minister is filing a nomination. But at the same time, puja happening as well. So at this moment, it's inseparable.
Yeah, see, you have to understand the spiritual significance of the city of Kashi. One. Second, you have to understand that the Prime Minister himself is deeply religious. Remember his Navratra fast? I mean, at this age, he is fasting during the Navratra, and they are very strict fasts, right? So, there is a spiritual significance to the city. There is a religiosity of the Prime Minister that is undeniable. So, I'm sure somewhere that is going to blend today. It is just a natural blend, you know. There is clearly no political overtone in it. Frankly, it is one of the most natural representations of the Prime Minister and the way he sees himself executing his dharma towards the people, his dharma towards the electorate. This is like him representing that, him manifesting that.
Well, yes, absolutely. We also have Mr. Rajgopalan, in fact, with us on the broadcast. Mr. Rajgopalan, like, Rahul Ishwar has been saying, irrespective whether it's election or not, whether it's the, the mood of election, politics happening or not, the Prime Minister has always performed these rituals, never shied away from, openly showing his face.
So that shows his commitment to the Hinduism. That shows his commitment to the Hindu Rashtra. Apart from that, Swati, yesterday, when Prime Minister was in Patna, he has served the langar. He visited a Gurudwara. He prepared the chapati. He himself cooked the food for the poor in Patna. So therefore, he is religiously so involved, not only Hinduism, he has gone to the Sikh temple. There is also a political message in that, Swati, because the reason being, Mr. Narendra Modi is also, focusing on Punjab. Punjab Sikhs are more religious than any other community, Jains, and also equally responsible. So, but Narendra Modi has been very, so that even when he talks to Navita Kumar and also Sushant Sinha, he mentioned about this Ganga's importance. Today is a very auspicious day, and moreover, Rahul Ishwar and Jemruk have done. I want to interestingly tell one important thing. Today is Raukal is 3 o'clock. That is why today has been chosen by the Pandit, who has picked the Muhurtam for Raman's coronation.
Right, Mr. Rajgopalan and Jemruk, stay on with us. The Aarti is done. Pragya is getting us more details. Pragya, what next now?
So PM has done a bit of parikrama on his spot, and in fact he had sought blessings of the priest. Now he has left that particular spot. He is coming on the top of the ghat, and he is ascending the ghat right now. The security detail is leading the way, and Prime Minister right now I think is believed to be going on MV Swami Vivekananda 1766, which is the cruise. As you can see, Prime Minister is waving to the supporters. These are the live visuals that we could give you. Prime Minister has waved because he is very, aware of the fact that these are the people who have come here to have just a glimpse of his, and that's why he has waved out to them. And now he is, going on the cruise. If we could just see that. Yes, he is onto the cruise now, and he'll leave for Namo Ghat from here, and from there he's going to Kal Bhairav temple to pray more, because he is the Kotwal of Varanasi, and he is following every ritual to the T. Now he has arrived at MV Swami Vivekananda 1766, a cruise, red carpet welcome for Prime Minister Narendra Modi on this particular cruise. It has been decked up beautifully, Swati, and in the Ganges, in the scorching heat, it's a sight to behold. Despite the scorching heat, we still feel, looking at Ganges, you feel relaxed, calm and cool also. Now Prime Minister has gone inside the cruise, Swati. So that is from the Shashwamedh Ghat for our viewers of Times Now.
Right. So from the Shashwamedh Ghat, now the Prime Minister moves towards the Kal Bhairav temple, like Pragya was also describing the significance of the temple and why it is important to not just visit Kashi Vishwanath but Kal Bhairav temple as well, where the Prime Minister once again will offer prayers, seek blessings not just for himself but for the entire country. He performed little puja at the Dashashwamedh Ghat, seeking blessings of Ma Ganga before he files his nomination. At around 11:40 is what we're given to understand. The Prime Minister will be at the DM office from where we are reporting to file his nomination, and 4 proposers who would be accompanying the Prime Minister. Now, once again, Sabka Saath is the message that the Prime Minister, that the BJP, in fact, is sending out through the choice of proposers. That's very interesting. In fact, if you take a look at the names that are coming in, a representation, in fact, from all the communities. That's how this particular list was very carefully curated. Like Mani said, we spoke to one of the proposers as well, Mr. Kushwaha, who says, you know, अगर पार्टी ने कोई फैसला लिया है तो कुछ सोच समझ कर ही फैसला लिया होगा, सभी समीकरण को ध्यान में रखकर ही फैसला लिया होगा. That's what Mr. Kushwaha, one of the proposers of the Prime Minister, said. So clearly, samikaran is something that the party definitely has paid very close attention to, and that's why you have representation from the Brahmin community, from the OBC community, from the Dalit community as well, taking along everyone. These are individuals who are proposers for the Prime Minister. He's going to be accompanied by Amit Shah and Rajnath Singh as well. Apart from that, chief ministers of 12 states, top mantris of the Modi government, top leaders of the NDA, all in Varanasi. There'll be a meeting that the Prime Minister is going to chair with these top leaders. And this is not just a show of strength, but also perhaps a message being sent from Varanasi to the entire country of a united front. Let's once again talk about the proposers. Pandit Ganeshwar Shastri, the priest who gave the Shubh Muhurat for Pran Pratishtha. Then you have Baijnath Patel, he belongs to the OBC community, also a worker, a karyakarta of the RSS. Lalchand Kushwaha also belongs to the OBC community. You have Sanjay Sonkar, who comes from the Dalit community. J.M. Rug and Mr. Rajagopalan is also with us on the broadcast. Very, very quick reaction from J.M. Rug on the list of proposers, Jay.
Yeah, one thing is very clear. This is enough as much as a real politics strategy as it could get. See, there are these constituencies around Banaras. Now, if you look at Banaras, down right below Banaras, you have constituencies like Robertsganj and Mirzapur, where the Apna Dal is contesting. These are primarily Kurmi-backed parties. Mr. Patel, one of his proposers, is a Kurmi. You go up a little northeastern sides towards, northwestern sides towards places like Jaunpur. There you have Kushwaha's dominant. There is a Kushwaha in the backer. There's a very tough constituency for the BJP, Lalganj and Purvanchal, which the party won in 2014 but lost in 2019. The candidate was a Sonkar, she was Neelam Sonkar. So now you have a Sonkar as one of the proposers. So it's not just about him filing his nominations. It is also a clarion call to the Purvanchali voters that I'm there to integrate the entire social framework. I'm there for Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Please come in with the BJP. So there is a larger message in all these proposers over there.
Very quick reaction from Jay on the list. All right, let me quickly try and go across to Mr. Rajagopalan if he is still with us on the broadcast. Mr. Rajagopalan, your quick analysis. Okay, I'm being told that we don't have Mr. Rajagopalan. Let me go back to J.M. Rug then. J.M. Rug, let's talk about Uttar Pradesh for a little bit, not just Varanasi. 80 Lok Sabha seats, that's the massive contribution in terms of seats that comes from Uttar Pradesh. Now, like the opposition has been saying, based on the turnout in phase 1 and phase 2, and there's some controversy happening on that as well, the delayed updates that have come, that it has not gone in favor of the BJP, and that's why you have these changing narratives. How do you see Uttar Pradesh playing a key role amidst all this?
Look at it purely from the data perspective first. See, last time the BJP's vote share has been almost 50%, 49.5% in Uttar Pradesh. The SP-BSP alliance that was then, and with the RLD, was about 37%. You're now having a situation where the BSP is out, the RLD is out, but replaced by the Congress, which is a significantly smaller party than both of those put together. So, at a base level, they're starting from something like 32 or 33 versus a 49.5 of the BJP. If you add the NDA, maybe 50, right? Now, that 17 to 18% gap, I do not think is completely solvable by a turnout for the opposition if it's hoping to. Well, there might be minor gains, but it's not a solvable gap. So the entire narrative around the turnout, I think, needs much more nuancing. It needs a much more deeper analysis by the opposition themselves. Look, in any elections, a few seats can always move from here or there, from there to here. But that doesn't mean that is the shape of the mandate. Yeah, the key is the shape of the mandate. And I think for that, still crossing this big bridge of vote share gap is necessary. We don't know whether a turnout necessarily bridges that gap or not.
All right, Jay, stay on with us. Let me go across to Mohit for a quick live update. Mohit, we're given to understand that the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, has already reached Kal Bhairav Temple. The Prime Minister is on his way.
Yes. Well, yes, Swati, after taking a dip in Holy Ganges River, we see that how Prime Minister Narendra Modi will now be going to Kal Bhairav Temple. Now, this is part of the itinerary of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, what we are being told, and as you have been informing our viewers, that Yogi Adityanath, Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, has gone to Kal Bhairav Temple. He has reached over there, and yesterday, Yogi Adityanath was accompanying Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Kashi Vishwanath Temple. Now, the significance of Kal Bhairav Temple is very, very important, Swati. Whenever you come to Kashi Vishwanath, after you offer your prayer at Kashi Vishwanath, you have to go to Kal Bhairav Temple, and this is the tradition that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is following. Now, Swati, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has always been proud of his roots, from offering Ganga Aarti at various ghats of the country, from going to the consecration ceremony of Ram Temple, from going underwater to offer his prayers to the submerged city of Dwarka. Prime Minister has been very proud of his roots. Prime Minister always gives out message of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, but when it comes to his roots, his culture, he always follows it. So that is the beauty which everybody in the country appreciates of the Prime Minister, and in some time from now he will be reaching Kal Bhairav Temple, and post that he will be, what we are being told, meeting with the NDA leaders. We know that how 12 chief ministers of BJP and NDA ruled states are here in Varanasi, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be accompanied by all these leaders, including the top leaders of the BJP, Rajnath Singh, Home Minister Amit Shah, JP Nadda, for filing of his nomination. Now, after the nomination gets over, the timing of what we are being told is around 11:40. Today is the day of Ganga Saptami, and hence it's a very auspicious day, Swati, and that is why this day is being chosen by Prime Minister to offer his prayers. I'll show you the scenes around here. The road leading to the DM office is completely barricaded. Now, people who want to go to the DM office or to the court, they are only being allowed to move toward that side. But other than that, the security is very clear. And look at this particular chalk over here. This intersection is decorated to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other dignitaries, other chief ministers, union ministers who will be here in some time from now for nomination filing of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But Swati, after the nomination filing of Prime Minister, he will not take rest. He will be meeting with the BJP workers at Rudraksh Convention Center, and then it will be business as usual for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He will be continuing with his political rallies. He will leave after meeting with BJP workers at around 1 p.m. and then he will be directly going to Jharkhand, where he's all set to address 2 political rallies. So on one aspect of this particular visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is about spiritual connect of Prime Minister, religious connect of Prime Minister with Varanasi, going to Kashi Vishwanath, offering prayers at Dashashwamedh Ghat, and then going to Kal Bhairav Temple after filing and before filing his nomination. And after that, the political rallies will continue. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to address 2 rallies at Jharkhand. So you see,
Mohit, stay on with us. Stay on with us. We have JVC Sriram, Tushar Gupta, and Swami Chidanand Saraswati as well. Let me first go across to Swamiji. Swamiji, it's election time. The Prime Minister is going to file his nomination. But before that, yesterday, after the road show, he went to the Kashi Vishwanath Temple. Today, he's performed puja of Ma Ganga, and he is heading towards the Kal Bhairav Temple. And we've all been talking about how the Prime Minister has never shied away from, talking about faith, never shied away from, showing his faith publicly. And he talks about taking Sanskriti and Sanatana along.
Gee, I think this is not mere a nomination. This is a new foundation for a new India. And why this is important? Because why we have to shy away? Why? We have such a great culture. I have gone all over the world, seen all the cultures, seen all the faiths. But let me tell you, I respect all the faiths, but we have been given amazing culture and faith to celebrate. Shy away. I am glad to have first time Prime Minister here who is not shy, but he and faith means that you move away from our faith. It means respect the spirit of India, but respect all.
Right. Swami Chidanand Saraswati, you were in Ayodhya. When we spoke back then in Ayodhya, during that interview, you said that this is a new era. This is the beginning of a new era. And today you're saying this is not just nomination filing, this is a new foundation which is being laid. Thank you very much, Swamiji, for speaking to us. Let's go back to our guests, Tushar Gupta. Quick word. Let's also, Tushar Gupta, focus on what's happening on the sidelines. It's not just nomination or pujan. Chief ministers of 12 states are here or are arriving here. You have the top NDA leaders, you have the union ministers, and a mega meet.
It's a show of strength, clearly. It's a show of strength by the NDA, by the BJP. They are ready to demonstrate their power. Unlike a fractured opposition, a fractured Congress, this is a party that has its act together. They have the plans in place. They are looking forward to work in the first 100 days after 4 June, usher some critical important reforms. And the Prime Minister has been speaking about it, that how the first 100 days are going to be very, very critical for this government. We saw in 2019 the kind of big reforms they ushered, starting with the abrogation of Article 370 in Kashmir. And now also it's a show of strength. It's a message to the people of India that this is what you chose for the last 10 years. Stability, strength, a government that has clarity.
पूरा उसको पंचामृत से स्नान कराया, फिर उसके बाद गंधा उदक से स्नान कराया, फिर गंगा का नामावली लेकर के अर्चन किया, फिर उसको धूप दीप और आरती दिखाया, गंगा को नमस्कार करके पूजन समाप्त किया।
पंडित जी, जो ये गंगा मैया की जो ये पूजा होती है, इसका क्या महात्म्य है? अगर कोई शुभ काम करने जा रहा है,
आज जैसे गंगा सप्तमी है, आज के दिन जो है गंगा जी शिव जी के जटाओं में उपस्थित हुई है, इसलिए उनका एक तरीके से अवतरण ही है। इसलिए आज का जो पूजन करने से सभी मनोकामनाएं पूर्ण होती हैं। और नॉमिनेशन वाले दिन सर आए हैं तो फिर उनका नॉमिनेशन होने से विजय प्राप्ति का अभी सभी ब्राह्मणों ने उनको महाविजय प्राप्त रस्तु ऐसा आशीर्वाद दिया है, सब जगह विजय प्राप्त हो ऐसा आशीर्वाद दिया है।
अच्छा, प्रधानमंत्री जी तीसरी बार बनारस से चुनाव लड़ने जा रहे हैं और ये बनारस के घाट में बहुत तब्दीलियां हमने भी देखी हैं। आप चूंकि जिस पक्ष से आते हैं, पंडित पक्ष, उसका यहाँ पर बनारस को लेकर के एक अलग लगाव है और एक अलग व्यू है, एक अलग मत है। आपका क्या कहना, तीसरी बार जो वो चुनाव यहाँ से लड़ने जा रहे हैं, 10 साल में क्या बदलाव देखे आपने?
हम लोग जब बचपन में देखते थे, जैसे 15 साल पहले देखते तो गंगा जी का स्थिति अच्छा नहीं था, बहुत ही कंडीशन अच्छा नहीं था, सब माला फूल वस्त्र फेंकते थे। लेकिन जब से मोदी सर आए उससे एकदम अच्छा सफाई होने लगा है, लोग भी ध्यान देने लगे, उनकी अपील पर लोग ध्यान देते हैं, साफ करते हैं, अपने मन से साफ करते हैं लोग, इसलिए साफ होने लगा धीरे-धीरे।
तो आज जो पूजा प्रधानमंत्री जी ने की है, तो आप लोगों ने उनको क्या आशीर्वाद दिया है?
उनको इस जो चुनाव चल रहा है सभी चरणों में प्रचंड विजय का आशीर्वाद दिया है उनको सभी ब्राह्मण।
आपको बता दें कि इसी
All right, so you heard one of the seers, one of the priests who was present there when the Prime Minister was performing Ganga Aarti, talking about the rituals and the significance of the rituals. The Prime Minister is now headed towards the Kal Bhairav temple. Our reporters continue to be with us on the broadcast, getting us the latest and the live reactions. After the Kal Bhairav temple, the Prime Minister is going to take part in that mega meeting that we were talking about, that Tushar Gupta was just describing as a show of strength. And we in fact have spoken to some proposers. We are getting some breaking inputs now. We spoke to one of the proposers for Prime Minister's nomination, Sanjay Sonkar, who says that the Prime Minister is working for everyone, including Dalits and the backward class. Remember, Mr. Sonkar himself belongs to the Dalit community. I believe we can play out that conversation with Mr. Sonkar, one of the proposers of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
हमारे साथ संजय सोनकर जी है। संजय सोनकर वो है जो 4 जो प्रस्तावक प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जब नामांकन करेंगे उस वक्त ये भी रहेंगे। आप नामांकन के वक्त उनके प्रस्तावक होंगे, मन में क्या है?
बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हूँ, कोई शब्द नहीं है। मैं तो एक छोटा सा कार्यकर्ता हूँ पार्टी का, मुझे इतना बड़ा मिला सम्मान, इसके लिए मैं सोच नहीं सकता था। अपने सभी शीर्ष नेतृत्व को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, बहुत बहुत आभार।
सुबह कब पता चला और इसके बाद?
भोर में ही हमारे सभी लोग हमको मैं मतलब सोया हुआ था हल्का, लगभग तभी से फोन आना स्टार्ट हुआ कि आप प्रधानमंत्री जी के प्रस्ताव बनाए गए।
तो आप पार्टी से जुड़े हुए हैं?
हाँ,
और पार्टी के भीतर लंबे समय से काम कर रहे हैं। जो दलित समाज से भी आप आते हैं, तो जो दलित जोड़ने की बात, सबको जोड़ने की बात प्रधानमंत्री करते हैं, तो क्या ये समाज आप जैसे नामांकन में रहेंगे एक प्रस्तावक के तौर पर, तो उसका असर भी पड़ेगा समाज पर?
हमेशा हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी हमेशा कहते हैं, चाहे वो कोविड काल का समय रहा हो, चाहे ये दौर चल रहा हो, उस दौर में भी प्रधानमंत्री जी सबके साथ सबका विकास की बात करते चले आ रहे हैं और सबके लिए काम कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो दलित हो, चाहे पिछड़ा हो, चाहे सामान्य हो।
तो बहुत जल्दी आप पहुंच गए, नामांकन 11:40 के लगभग का टाइम है।
हमको सूचना मिली कि आपको 9 बजे आना है, तो इसलिए हम 9 बजे चले आए।